Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
Make sure you download the WBQP TV app, available on most streaming devices.
Welcome to Florida's 1st Congressional District, Jimmy Petronas. I'm going to give you a little tour today since you don't actually live here.
You know, in case you want to visit sometime.
Our home has a unique culture, a rich military history, and a food and music scene that's worth the visit. When you get here, you better slow down for the 3 Mile Bridge speed trap. It's pretty easy to miss. Most tourists do, but we'll forgive you this time. You have to spare some time.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
All right, everybody. Good morning. Friday morning, everybody. Good morning. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And yes, it's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Get up, y'all. Get up, get up, get up. Yes, sir. Get your coffee like Vernon got his coffee this morning. Yeah, good morning, everybody. Yeah, it's 6:36 in Pensacola, Florida. It's a Friday, April the 17th. If you know what that means. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. All right, y'all. It's Friday. Let's go over what we're going to go over this morning, like we always do. Like I said, the first thing we want to do, though, this morning, is tell everybody how to get the channel, take the station. You can do it on social media. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and like us and share and all that good kind of stuff when you're on Facebook, okay? Please share when you're on Facebook. Please share if you're on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe, okay? Please subscribe when you're on YouTube and everything. So tell everybody they can scan this barcode, or they can just type in rdo.to/WBQP, or just easily download the app. Okay, just download the app for Vernon with Vernon this morning, or any of the WBQP TV or the WBQP radio program, and just do that. We got the weekend weather with Miss Cheryl Moran. Today we're going to talk about that already. And then we're going to talk about the news headline, the top headlines in the headline. Then we maybe go over some of the community information stuff this morning. At 7:50, we got Mrs. Sandra Fay, Botanicals. You're going to talk about some of the great stuff that she's selling up there. And then at 7:30, at 8 o'clock, we usually have a special guest, but I can't remember who we got today. I don't think we have anybody scheduled, but 8:30 time frame, we're going to be talking to Sheriff Chip Morgan, y'all. And he got a K9 that we're going to talk about that probably is going to be winning some great stuff this morning. Okay. All right. I tell you what we're going to do. As we always do, we go into our commercial break. And then when we come back out of the commercial break, we're going to get with it this morning. Okay. We're going to get with it this morning as we come out of our commercial break. All right, y'all. You got Vernon this morning. Get your coffee. Get your coffee.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
Looking for a moment of faith, hope, and connection? Join us for Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson, live on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio. Every first Wednesday of the month from 9 to 10 p.m. Call in, share your prayer request, and receive prayer in real time. Mark your calendar starting February 4th. Prayer, Perspective, Power. Only on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
Tune in to the Blues Hound Show every Saturday, 10 a.m. on WBQP TV.
For 75 years, Baptist has brought innovative care to our community. Through our Andrews Institute, we continue the legacy by providing advanced total joint care, restoring mobility, strength, and quality of life. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
What is your story? It may take time to find it. You may even question if you have one worth telling. But when all seems lost, your story finds you. Because you don't need permission, just a place. And we'll be waiting. The American Black Film Festival. Everyone has a story. Yours belongs here.
Make sure you download the WBQP TV app, available on most streaming devices.
Tune in to the Blues Hound Show every Saturday, 10 a.m. on WBQP TV.
Keep growing.
Remember where you came from. It's the foundation of who you are.
Show up for others.
That's been our approach at Penn Air for 90 years. Penn Air Credit Union, 90 years strong.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
So what day is the meeting? Fun day.
With daily draw games starting at $1, every day shall henceforth be known as Fun Day.
Every day's Fun Day with Pick Games, featuring drawings twice a day. The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
Dear God, our Father, we come we found ourselves in a dilemma because Sanballat and Geshem sent messengers for us to come down off the wall to slow down progress. And dear God, as we come, we sent word back to Sanballat and Geshem, saying, why should we come down off the wall? That the work be not done. And so, dear God, our premise this morning is that we're not coming down off the wall. We're your people, the sheep of your pasture. And dear God, we will stay on the wall. We will proclaim the victory in Jesus, your Son, our God, because our hearts are tender and we yet love you. You never slumber nor sleep. You're our blessed hope. As we pray now in the belovedness of Jesus the Christ, our Lord, our Savior, our God, our all in all, from everlasting to everlasting. Amen.
Hi, Vernon. Here's a look at your weekend weather. We start with Friday, partly cloudy skies with a high near 80 degrees and a mild low of 66. Saturday continues that warm trend with partly cloudy conditions. Highs reach around 81 degrees with warm overnight temperatures staying in the mid-60s. By Sunday, expect some showers early in the morning with a cooler high of 75 degrees. Temperatures will drop overnight to around 55. And looking ahead to your Monday morning commute, it's going to feel much cooler, with temperatures starting off in the low 50s before warming up to a high near 77 later in the day. So overall, warm and partly cloudy to start, a few showers Sunday morning, and a cooler start to the next week. This is Cheryl Mulrain, and that's your weekend weather on WBQP TV.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Morning with Vernon. Monday. It is a Friday morning, y'all. It's the weekend. And Hill would always say the weekend and the Gulf Coast is made for each other. So whatever y'all got planned for this weekend, do what you do. You can get your taxes out of the way this week, and maybe you're gonna party this weekend. We got some things going on over the weekend that we're going to talk about that you probably put on your calendar, such as today. You need to go down to the Cuckoo Institute this afternoon. They got a black business tour is coming in through today. So hopefully we're going to have Mr. Lord Richard to come on and talk about that as well. Okay. Yep. That's what I'm going to have to do is call Mr. Lord Richard. Okay. And so he will be able to tell us what's going on today down at the Cuckoo Institute. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's see if we can find out what's happening. In the news today, in the news cycle, y'all. In the news cycle. Let's start off maybe some good news, okay? Let's start off with some good news this morning. And Miss Keela Richardson, they got what they call the Red Diamond dance team, y'all. I don't know whether you heard of the Red Diamond step team, but they rallying the contest for Mrs. Keela Richardson. Let me see. I'm taking a call. Let me see. Give me 1 second here. I'm trying to pull up my news story that I want to talk about that. Coming up, pulling it up right now, live, y'all. Everything live, everything live. But anyway, the Pensacola Step Team is rallying behind our local hero, y'all, Mrs. Keela Richardson. Now, you know, she in the top 9. She's in the top 9. She's in the top 9. Okay. But anyway, these girls, have you heard of the Red Diamond Step Team? Well, these are a group of young ladies. They go out and they got a group of about 60, 70 members, and they travel to compete against other team members. And so it's a great thing that they're doing, supporting our home girl, Miss Keela Richardson, y'all. And I want you to learn more about the step team. In fact, hopefully we're going to have Tabitha Fields. She's the director of the Pensacola Red Diamonds. And I'm going to have her to come on the show and sometime in the future and talk about these great girls, okay? Yeah, this step team. This step team has been around Pensacola for a good little while, y'all, for a good little while. But her name, the director's name is Mrs. Tabitha Fields, okay? Mrs. Tabitha Fields. And she got a whole bunch of girls. These girls, y'all, you just got to see who they are, okay? They're a great, if maybe you want to get your children involved with that, okay? But anyway, they just want to be supportive of Pensacola's local hero, and they've been cheering her on every step of the way. They catch every episode, and we kind of think it's a good thing, y'all. It's a good thing. All right, let's move on to I always try to start it off with some decent stories of the day, but you know, sometimes we don't always get good stories all the time to report. One of the stories that is reporting, which is about some history thing here going on in Pensacola, and that is about Andrew Jackson. I'm not a big fan of Andrew Jackson, to be honest with you. Not a big fan of Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson lived here, obviously, in Pensacola, and the story is going around. Have been reported about him doing some great things in Pensacola. In fact, he lived here in Pensacola for a little while, but he came through Florida, and like I say, I was a student of history, and the thing that he caused the Native Americans, in fact, he was totally responsible for the Trail of Tears, if you ask me, about eliminating Native Americans in this country. But he does have a tie to Pensacola, and it's been reported. Okay, it's been reported that his statue. You know, when they eliminated a lot of the, where did I had him on There he is. There he is, Jackson. There. When they eliminated the a lot of the statues in town, the Confederate statues, since he's not a Confederate figure, he's actually the seventh president of the United States of America. So, but do what you need to do. Read the stories about Mr. Andrew Jackson. I'm like Trump. I'm not a big fan of his, so I'm not going to take too much time off of it. All right. The next story is that, they're trying to name the Palm Beach International Airport. They called it the Palm Beach Trump International Airport, and it is beginning to get some pushback. Okay. It's beginning to get some pushback against that. Okay. People saying somebody trying to file a lawsuit to stop that. I mean, Trump has been, I guess, I'm assuming that the taxpayers are paying all of these lawsuits. I have never seen a president has been sued as much as this president. Okay. I've never seen that. Never seen that as much. So, but anyway, also some news that you might be interested in: Spirit Airlines, okay, might be going out of business. Might be going out of business really, really soon. So and that's the low cost aircraft. Comes in and out of Pensacola, and so if you been using Spirit Airlines, and if you've got tickets to Spirit, if things do happen, okay, going forward in the future, they're saying if you paid it with your credit card, and that's the only way you can pay it anyway, I believe, is with credit cards, you are going to be able to get your refund if in fact they do go belly up, okay? And it looks like the reason that they're going belly up is because of the soaring gas prices. It's a low-cost airline, and it's probably running, and they've been having their issues, and they've probably been running on fumes, so to speak. And now that because of the gas prices, they probably no longer can afford to stay in business. So that's one more low-cost air carrier is going to be gone. So keep your eye out on that story, okay? Another story is, as this is a national news story, a former lieutenant governor, black lieutenant governor, I don't know if y'all remember this, of Virginia. His name was Justin Fairfax, and he was a rising star at one point in the Democratic Party, and he committed murder. Yes, they killed his wife. It was a murder-suicide. In fact, with the accolades reporting that it was done with his children in the house. Okay, and so you can read a little more about that story as well as you go along. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. That's sad. A sad story to have in the report. All right, the next headline that you might want to check out over the weekend here. Steel Across America is trying to tour to bring 9/11 remembrance to America's nationwide. Okay, they're trying to put markers in so we don't forget what happened on 9/11. How can we forget? Do you know? Do you know? I play this game. Not a game, but it is serious. Who you are is where you were when. Or do you remember when? Do you remember where you were? Okay, on 9/11, 2001. Think about that for a minute. Do you remember where you were on that date and time? Okay, on that date and time. So I know where I was. Okay. Let's move on to the next story here. And you're talking about sycophants, okay? Sycophant. Don Dummy Trump, this idiot here, your president picking a fight with the Pope. I don't know, something wrong with that boy. Something is wrong with that boy, and something needs to be done about it, okay? Something needs to be done about it, okay? We can't have this idiot representing America, but anyway, he have attacked the Pope of all people, and then these so-called religious people, so-called Paula White, one, Franklin Graham, another one, all these so-called religious leaders, okay? Franklin Graham defended Trump, saying that Trump didn't knowingly depict himself as Jesus. Come on now. When is it going to be? When is it enough to trying to defend the indefensible, okay? He's an idiot. A damn idiot, but we allowed it. We support it. But if it had it been Obama, Biden, or anybody else, I don't know. I just don't understand this Antichrist here. What? Because he is the Antichrist, probably. What hold he got on people? Okay, I know he's sick. I can tell you that right now. Let's move on for my sickness. My Trump derangement sickness. Move on. Okay, this lady here, y'all. She is the woman that found dead. She was found dead in her freezer. Okay, and her husband is now being charged with that. Okay, the husband of this woman here, the husband of the woman, this woman here, that she was found in a freezer. He was arrested overseas after months-long FBI. Okay, they finally found him, and he has been arrested. Whether or not he's been extradited, I guess that's what you want to call it. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it, extradited. If he has been extradited, we'll have to see. Okay. But now he'll be charged. All right. Speaking of other sycophants that worked for Trump, this woman here, what a bunch of losers. Yo, we can go on and on and on about this cabinet and this administration. They got such bunch of losers. Look at Janine Pirro. Look at an alleged drunk now, okay, is in charge of now she's trying to bring charges, open up charges against Eric Swalwell. They're not supporting what Eric Swalwell done, but there are the hypocrisy of this administration. As many Republicans, and this is not what he did is not necessarily of a federal crime, but anyhow, they want to open up an investigation into Eric Swalwell. If you don't know who Eric Swalwell is, he was a Democratic congressman that had to resign because of he let his little head get control of the big head. Okay, you know what I mean? Sex crime. About 5 or 6 women is coming forth saying that he took advantage of them. Okay, so he had to resign from Congress. Okay, he was running for the governor of California. Fellas, ladies, I keep telling you, the ladies, y'all sitting on the most powerful thing on planet Earth. Okay, tell you that right now. But it have gotten so many men in trouble. So many men. Just how powerful that thing is, y'all. But let me move on. Okay, to another story. Okay, this lady here, she's a mom of 3. She was arrested again after being accused of operating a prostitute ring out of her home. Yeah. Woo! Can you make this stuff up? I guess if you're going to be, maybe she was her own pimp then. I don't know, but then I wonder whether 3 kids was there at the same time. But anyhow, moving right along. Now, we was talking about Spirit Airlines just a few minutes ago and having to go out of business. You know, Spirit fly out of Pensacola, and they're trying to determine how much impact Spirit Airlines is going to have on the Pensacola. I think I was looking at Channel 3 News yesterday, and they was interviewing the director of the airport, and he's saying that only Spirit represent about 3% of the travel there, and they feel like if Spirit do go out of business, they got other low-cost airlines to that people can take, like Breeze, and he named another one in as well. Can't think of the name of that one at all. All right, let's move on to another local story here, if you will, about ECUA. ECUA just launched a brand new app, y'all, so they can pay your bills on your app. So you can do business. You can do business on your app now. You can make appointments. You can pay your bills. But the problem is because it's new and people don't understand the app, and they saying they're having trouble with it. It's just new stuff, y'all. Just hang on. ECA said the service requests that are going through the new app, despite some of the confusion, they're still beginning. Your requests are still being seen. In other words, maybe I never used the app, but you need to download the app, my ECUA app, and if you want to schedule garbage pickup, or if you want to pay your bill, whatever you request, whatever you request it is being seen. It may not appear on the app that your request went through, but ECUA representative saying actually, in fact, it is going through, and maybe maybe it is going through, but maybe it does not appear. So they said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And maybe, I guess what I was saying too, maybe they're going to update the app and make it a little more user friendly, if you will. All right, let's go into international news. Israel and Lebanon had agreed to a 10-day ceasefire. Now, okay. I got my opinions about that, and like I told you, this is opinionated news. Okay, they got an invitation from Trump as well. But what is a ceasefire, y'all? Tell me tell me that. Why? To me, a ceasefire is nothing but an opportunity for everybody to reload their ammunition. Okay, that's what it seems like to me. Give me time. Let's stop fighting now. I'm getting a little low on bullets and a little bit low on equipment here. Hold on. Give me 10 days and let's all stock up. And once we stock up, we can start the fighting again. That's what it seems like to me, y'all. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. This is my opinion of that headline. But anyhow, let's move on to some back down to Pensacola, where they are proposing this new Pensacola-based center revamp. Okay, and yesterday we reported that some of the hotel folks did not want them to add a new hotel to the new revised civic center, because I guess they feel like that would infringe upon their business. But they had a meeting yesterday, and looked like to me they are going to be coming up on a definite plan, what they intend to do. And I'm not sure. I'm not absolutely sure of everything, what was decided, but I can tell you this: there was two options on the table. One was to just expand it to for sport events and entertainment events and the other was to add a conference center and so forth to it. So we have to see. We're gonna have to see what's the finished bottom line is. But anyway, that's $187 million. That's $187 million project, y'all. $187 million project. That's probably gonna end up costing more than that when it's all said and done. Okay. But anyway, keep your eyes out on that story. All right, now we hadn't had a lot of rain, okay, lately. Okay, we hadn't had a lot of rain. Maybe I'm gonna have to get a hold of my weather girl, okay, Mrs. Cheryl Moraine. Okay, Miss Cheryl Moraine, can we order more rain, Cheryl? Cheryl, can we order more rain? Huh? All right, that's what I'm asking Cheryl to do that. But at any rate, and the reason we need more rain because it's drought. We're getting a real drought, and they wanted the Forest Service and everybody's asking everybody to be very, very careful about their don't burn stuff. Don't leave cigarettes around. They had a little run in the other day with a little bit of fire. Okay, and so it is dry. We don't want to end up like California. So actually be very, very careful about it. Y'all remember this lady here, Mrs. Guthrie? Well, the FBI have received some DNA evidence into the investigation of hers, and we're going to see what that DNA evidence going to reveal. So to this day, they still have not found her, okay? And she's slowly but surely fading out of the news cycle, and until probably something comes up, okay? All right, let's move on to the CDC and the Trump administration, and maybe with the president. The man in charge of that is RFK Jr. Well, I tell you what, a bunch of losers. Can you believe the whole cabinet is nothing but a bunch of losers, in my opinion? But anyway, Trump announces a new CDC director is going to be picked, okay? And so we'll stay tuned to see if, in fact, if they can get approved through the Senate and who it is. So stay tuned for your local news cycle to determine who the new director is, okay? Who the new director is, and if his chances of him getting, well, it's probably going to get through the Senate for a while, okay? All right, let's move on to the next story here. Is that this lady that they say, she says, I'm still finding glass. The family trying to repair the damage after a deer crashed through their front door. And she said that they still, that's I tell you, it's animals, and you see a lot of that on TikTok and all that kind of stuff, how animals crash through homes and businesses and so forth. But this lady had an experience with that, and she says she's still finding glass that shattered during that time. But anyhow, let's move on to another story, okay? Come on. If I can get to my another story, we talk about some Florida, some state news. Some Florida Republicans now, and they're beginning to question DeSantis. I guess because DeSantis is a lame duck governor. Now some of his Republicans want to question him about a special session that he wants to focus on with the budget after the budget is stalled. And, there was some issue that came up recently about them saying that they need to put the representatives full time because, they are part time and they have to call special sessions to come back in and to try to approve the budgets. And now they are whining about it after they got elected and everything. So they think that it's a, and they imposing, I think they think we are imposing on them to do their jobs. I don't know, but when they came back for this session here, they had an impasse over the state budget. And so DeSantis called for a special session on redistricting and AI and vaccine policies and all of that. And so it's growing criticism from both that's the only thing. Now they united on that now, okay? Because they have to come back to work. So the Republicans and the Democrats saying that these projects are not they're unfinished. And so with no budget in place, DeSantis is convening a special session to take up the redistricting as well as AI policies, two issues that have failed during the regular session. So I guess DeSantis want to get it done before he get out of office. Because this year, y'all, we are voting for governor this year, and so he's trying to get all of his ducks in his row before he gets out of there, y'all. All right, let's go on to some national news again. The White House is investigating reports of a missing scientist, y'all. How can you miss, y'all? I don't know, but follow that story. They are investigating that story there. All right, let's move on to some more disturbing stuff out of this administration. This administration now trying to move to overturn the January conviction of those damn Proud Boys and them stand by and stand back boys that Trump talked about. And what did we expect? You know, he told us that when he was campaigning. So all of you was fool enough to vote for him. And now we're gonna get, and he's obviously is on track. You just look at his record, okay? Just look at his record on how he has pardoned criminals. Well, what you expect a criminal to do? This man is a 34 convicted criminal that we elected in the White House. And so what do you expect? Can you do the same old thing and expect different results? Come on now. Again, this guy, Eric Swalwell, y'all. Eric Swalwell. Okay, again, he is being, not only had he resigned, but they're trying to investigate him again. I think I talked about that at all. But anyway, before we get out of here, I just want you to make sure that next Monday, we're going to be American Idol. I'm not trying to drum up business for ABC, but because I think everybody checked it out anyway. So Pensacola's own Miss Keela Richardson, y'all, is going to be performing again. So we want to make sure that we keep her in mind and what you need to do on Monday. Get all of those cell phones y'all got. I got 2 or 3 cell phones. I got them on, and now I know how to vote. It took me a minute to understand how to vote, but I got 2 or 3 cell phones. I got 3 cell phones, right? That's me. Then my wife got a cell phone, and everybody in my household got a cell phone. My grandson he has a cell phone. We got that online. Then I got a tablet, okay? My wife got a tablet, okay? And what else I got? I got computer, my laptop, okay? So I got them all lined up, y'all. I got them all lined up. So when Keela comes on, I'm going to vote on all 3 of my cell phones, on my tablet, on my wife's phone, on my wife's tablet, on my grandson's phone, and on his tablet. We can vote 10 times for whoever we want to. So I'm just saying, dog, that's what I'm going to do, okay? So hit. Make sure Keela win, y'all. We'll be right back.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
Looking for a moment of faith, hope, and connection? Join us for Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson, live on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio. Every first Wednesday of the month from 9 to 10 p.m. Call in, share your prayer request, and receive prayer in real time. Mark your calendar starting February 4th. Prayer, Perspective, Power. Only on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? That's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
Since 1951, we've been here for our local community, creating pathways to care. We meet you where you are, with trusted doctors in convenient locations throughout the area. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
Day or night, your loved ones show up for you. At HCA Florida Healthcare, we do too. Because you're the center of our family, Florida's largest healthcare family. And you'll feel it in everything we do. HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you.
Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel, for all of your menwear needs.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
So what day is the meeting? Fun day.
With daily draw games starting at $1, every day shall henceforth be known as Fun Day.
Every day's Fun Day with Pick Games, featuring drawings twice a day. The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
What is your story? It may take time to find it. You may even question if you have one worth telling. But when all seems lost, your story finds you. Because you don't need permission. Just a place. And we'll be waiting. The American Black Film Festival. Everyone has a story. Yours belongs here.
Father God, in the midst of our giving, we give of ourselves, broken and contrite. Yes, we give of ourselves. And Father, our prayer on today is that you would make us whole again. We're not like Humpty Dumpty, where the king's men and the king's soldiers couldn't put him back together. But we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can put us back together. Even in the midst of our brokenness, where our heart has been broken, where we have a contrite spirit, we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you have enough grace and mercy to put us back together again. Lord, this is our sacred prayer. We've done all we can do. This is our sacred prayer. As we pray in the belovedness of your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord, our Savior. Amen.
Hi, Vernon. Here's a look at your weekend weather. We start with Friday, partly cloudy skies with a high near 80 degrees and a mild low of 66. Saturday continues that warm trend with partly cloudy conditions. Highs reach around 81 degrees with warm overnight temperatures staying in the mid-60s. By Sunday, expect some showers early in the morning with a cooler high of 75 degrees. Temperatures will drop overnight to around 55. And looking ahead to your Monday morning commute, it's going to feel much cooler, with temperatures starting off in the low 50s before warming up to a high near 77 later in the day. So overall, warm and partly cloudy to start, a few showers Sunday morning, and a cooler start to the next week. This is Cheryl Mulrain, and that's your weekend weather on WBQP TV.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Morning with Vernon, y'all. Morning with Vernon. Y'all, it's about 7:50 this morning. We're going to be talking to Mrs. Valerie Boyd this morning about some events that's going on. Not no events that are going on, but about the herbal tea of the week, y'all. She got a lot of herbal stuff that she got going on, and we definitely going to be talking to her about that. 8 o'clock, y'all, around the 8 o'clock time frame. Hopefully we will be talking to Mr. Lloyd Richard. They have an event down at the Cuckoo Institute that they go every year. Every year they have, and I'm going to have Lloyd to explain it to you and tell you all about it. And I thought I had a graphics for Lloyd here, but I don't see my Lloyd's graphic. Oh, my Lord. But anyway, we're going to be talking to him this morning about the event that's going to be happening this weekend, y'all, down at the Cuckoo Institute that having to do with Black businesses. Okay. In fact, this is a tour that's coming around Florida. They do this almost every year. Okay. Almost every year that they will be featuring, and Lord will explain it to us once we get on. In fact, Lord Richard, y'all, Lord Richard is the person that is responsible for Startup Pensacola. Okay, startup, what I call Startup on the Block. We had him on. Just recently, y'all. Just recently, talking about startup on the blocks. Okay, and so. And this is an extension of the Startup on the Blocks event that is taking place down at the Kukor Institute. If you hadn't been down to the Kukor Institute, you might want to get down there and take a look at the Kukor Institute, because they're doing some great things down there. And Lord will be able to talk to you about how to start up and about best practices and so forth. We will have him on and around the 8 o'clock time frame to talk about the event that's going on this weekend, down at the Kukua Institute. Certainly you definitely don't want to miss it, okay? You definitely don't want to miss it. All right, y'all, let's talk about some other things here, other things going on in the community. I'm gonna talk to you real fast about these things here, okay? Really fast. You got to put on your listening party, okay? They got a listening party going on. This is going to be on May 24th, y'all. So just get those calendars out. Also, they're gonna have Jerry Demings coming into town on the 25th, y'all, in Pensacola and Crestview. We had him on the show on Our Voices about a month or so ago, and but he's running for governor of Florida, so you definitely don't want to miss that. Okay, definitely don't want to miss that. All righty, I believe here, y'all, we got no, that is not what I want right there. This is what I want right here. I believe it is. Mother's Day is coming up, and they got several events going on Mother's Day, and this is one of them, starting at 4 o'clock. It was an ideal event to go to, okay? And so you might want to put that on your calendar. It's a jazz event that's going on Sunday on May 10th. The tickets are only $30, okay? That you can take Mud Deer and Grandma and all those folks to that event, okay? A lot of stuff going on in Fort Walton Beach. We ain't gonna talk about that today because there's too much stuff going on right now, and I don't have time to get into all of the information about Fort Walton this morning. But one thing I do want to talk about is that Gay Valamount, okay? Gay Valamount is having a fundraiser. She's running for District 1. So we want to certainly try to help and support Gay Valamount in any way that we can. So, but she's having a fish fry to raise funds for the event. Okay. And today, and at the same night at 5 o'clock, okay, they're gonna have the Pensacola happy hour down at Museum Park as they do every year. Okay. Now hopefully gonna be talking to Sheriff Simmons about this K9. That K9 that probably they say that he won the K9 of the year. Okay. But we'll be talking to him about that a little bit later on. And this is way in the future, but my pastor Tisdale will have her 75th birthday party going on in her world. And I don't even want to talk about Trump again because my Trump derangement syndrome will probably kick in big time. And Sunshine Night, my girl, is holding a night for kings and queens, y'all. You got to put this on your calendar. It's also going to be on April the 25th, y'all. On April at the Speakeasy, okay? At the Speakeasy. So y'all support that. This is going to be a great show. In fact, this is a mini concert because she's going to have Lady Jacinda Harris. She got T. Bryant, Candy P, Big John Haley, the Real Brown Sugar, Romy Rome, Nathaniel Kimball, Oh man, this is going to be off the chain. Off the chain. So y'all support my girl, Miss Sunshine Knight. She is the real deal. She's the real sunshine, y'all. Real sunshine. Okay. Then the Women of Excellence Award program coming up. So you need your market calendars for that as well. They're going to be at the Hilton Gardens, y'all. You stay tuned for more, but it's scheduled for June 20th, okay? For June 20th. They're trying to empower women, okay? Empowering women. All right. Again, another Mother's Day event is going on at the Post. Jeff Floyd. It's Jeff Floyd. You know what? You really want to treat mama? If you really want to treat mama, this is what you need. That's where you need to go. Yeah, that's what you need to do. You can treat mama. You can go to that jazz event first at 4:00. It'll be over with by 8:30. And then you can go here and then go down. Leave that jazz show. Okay. See the jazz show here I was talking about? You can leave that jazz show up because they're gonna start at 4:00. And then go on, leave there and go on to the Post, okay, and catch this blues show, if you want to call it blues or Southern soul, with Jeff Floyd and friends and Miss Sugar, Mama and Grandmama and Big Mama and all them, and even bring your baby mama. We don't care. That would be a fun night out. That would be a Mother's Day that Mother won't ever forget. Mother either. Okay. All right, y'all. Sands on the beach. Okay, bands, you ought to be sands. They say bands. I'm saying sands, but sand is on the beach. The smokestack is going to be there on the 21st, y'all. Yeah, I said the 21st. He'll be there. Okay, smokestack. All right. Now, Movement for Change is having a fundraiser, y'all. Fundraiser, and these are fundraisers. You go by and mark your calendar for May 2nd. They're going to have a smash burger and yard sale. Okay, smash burger and yard sale. A smash burger and yard sale. So get it on. Okay, get it on. Also, I gotta announce Mrs. Pastor Tisdale on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I believe it is. I know on Tuesday for sure they give away food. Okay, so you have to get there early to give away food at the E-Comfort. Okay, for Pastor Tisdale. Also, y'all, you need to put on your calendar if you're looking for a job. They're gonna have a career fair on April the 30th, y'all, from 10 to 2 at the Zion Hope Primitive Baptist Church. Okay, so mark your calendars for that. Okay, mark your calendars for that. All right, and then DJ Hale is going to have one hell of a block party on April the 26th, starting at 2:00, y'all. Starting at 2:00. So put that on your calendar because I know you saying, I ain't heard about that. Now, this is what you don't want to miss down at Reverend Lonnie David Wesley's church and my church, y'all, down at the Greater Little Rock Baptist Church, having their 20th year sneaker ball. Okay, sneaker ball. This is a VPK magic event. This is still going to be so cute. You definitely don't want to miss that. That sneaker ball. Okay. Also, again, go down today. Happy hour start today. And then Reverend Leon Rankin's got a lot going on. This is what I want to emphasize a little bit here. We got another jazz show, but it's not until September the 6th. So you mark your calendar. Mark your calendar. We're going to have Antoine on. You're going to talk about that upcoming event as well. Okay. I believe Juneteenth is coming up also. Mark your calendar, Juneteenth, some Juneteenth event. We're going to have a Juneteenth festival on June 13th down at the Museum Park there. Down at Museum Park. So, yeah. And let's see what else coming up. Navy Days, y'all. Navy Days. We're into Navy Days, but more importantly, I want you to really put this on your calendar. It's going to be talking about the Granny's Get Down. You hadn't ever been to the Granny's Get Down, y'all. You really missing out on something, okay? You really missing out on something. Mark your calendar for May 23rd. We're going to have Miss Alicia on, and she's going to be talking about that as well. They're going to have what they do there, and Robin is usually is moderating it, and they have different people that are doing the judging. I think this time they're going to have a Mio. She's a radio host, and the Governor Williams on, and Eden Scott from Sonny's Barbecue on, and also Dr. Sharon Wiley. They're going to be the judges on the May 23rd cook-off, where Granny Get Down cook-off, where seniors, they battle to get the best food, voted for the best food. This is a lot of fun, y'all. A lot of fun. And we're going to have the little dancing and food tasting, the balloons and cooking demonstration and raffles and all of that good stuff. You gotta be there, okay? You gotta be there. So make sure that you put that on your calendar, okay? Make sure you keep that on your calendar. Now, this weekend, I'm not going to talk much about this, but the Evening of Jazz at the St. Joseph's Baptist Church is a sellout, y'all. It's already sold out, so too bad. You're not going to be able to get that anymore. So it's sold. It is sold out, okay? Sold out. One of the things, mark your calendar again for the Movement for Change banquet coming up. Mark your calendars for that, okay? Movement for Change banquet is coming up. Also, the Black Beauty Expo is coming up as well on June 3rd. The Black Beauty contest. So on June 13th, not June 3rd, man. All right, and then they still doing canvassing at the Democratic Party, y'all, and everything. All right, y'all, that pretty much wraps up all the community event, but I'm going to take another commercial break, y'all. And on this commercial break, when we come back, hopefully we're going to be talking with Mrs. Valerie Boyd, okay, of Sonia Faith Botanica, okay? And she's going to be talking about it. And after that, we're going to be talking to Mr. Lloyd Richard about what's going on at Kukui Institute. And then following that, we're going to be talking to Sheriff Chip Simmons at about the 8:30 time frame, and on and on and on. So we'll be right back, y'all.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
Looking for a moment of faith, hope, and connection? Join us for Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson, live on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio. Every first Wednesday of the month from 9 to 10 p.m. Call in, share your prayer request, and receive prayer in real time. Mark your calendar starting February 4th. Prayer, Perspective, Power. Only on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio.
Where does energy come from? Where does it go? At Pensacola Energy, we know that energy transfers from one form to another. Endless hot showers from our natural gas energize you. Your energy inspires others and grows into a positive energy force. Environmentally friendly, reliable, affordable natural gas from Pensacola Energy. We are your energy, Pensacola. For details on rebates, call 850-436-5050 or visit PensacolaEnergy.com.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
Reign in the new year with a dazzling smile. Dr. Paul and the team at Marcus E. Paul DMD Gentle Family and Cosmetic Dentistry offer expert and comfortable dental care. From tooth replacement to addressing various needs, their friendly staff is ready to assist. Visit their office or call for the care you deserve. Achieve a beautiful smile with Marcus E. Paul DMD Gentle Family and Cosmetic.
Listen to WBQP Radio in your car on CarPlay or Android Auto while you're on the go.
And action.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
Tell everybody. WBQP TV and WBQP Radio are your information stations.
Since 1951, we've been here for our local community, creating pathways to care. We meet you where you are, with trusted doctors in convenient locations throughout the area. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
What is your story? It may take time to find it. You may even question if you have one worth telling. But when all seems lost, your story finds you. Because you don't need permission, just a place. And we'll be waiting. The American Black Film Festival. Everyone has a story. Yours belongs here.
Alexa, enable the WBQP skill and play WBQP Pensacola.
So what day is the meeting? Fun day.
With daily draw games starting at $1, every day shall henceforth be known as Fun Day.
Every day's Fun Day with Pick Games, featuring drawings twice a day. The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
Keep growing.
Remember where you came from. It's the foundation of who you are.
Show up for others.
That's been our approach at Pen Air for 90 years. Pen Air Credit Union, 90 years strong.
Dear God, our Father, we come. We found ourselves in a dilemma because Sanballat and Geshem sent messengers for us to come down off the wall, to slow down progress. And dear God, as we come, we sent word back to Sanballat and Geshem. saying, why should we come down off the wall? That the work be not done. And so, dear God, our premise this morning is that we're not coming down off the wall. We're your people, the sheep of your pasture. And dear God, we will stay on the wall. We will proclaim the victory in Jesus, your Son, our God, because our hearts are tender and we yet love you. You never slumber nor sleep. You're our blessed hope. As we pray now in the belovedness of Jesus the Christ, our Lord, our Savior, our God, our all in all, from everlasting to everlasting. Amen.
Hi, Vernon. Here's a look at your weekend weather. We start with Friday, partly cloudy skies with a high near 80 degrees and a mild low of 66. Saturday continues that warm trend with partly cloudy conditions. Highs reach around 81 degrees with warm overnight temperatures staying in the mid-60s. By Sunday, expect some showers early in the morning with a cooler high of 75 degrees. Temperatures will drop overnight to around 55. And looking ahead to your Monday morning commute, it's going to feel much cooler, with temperatures starting off in the low 50s before warming up to a high near 77 later in the day. So overall, warm and partly cloudy to start, a few showers Sunday morning, and a cooler start to the next week. This is Cheryl Mulrain, and that's your weekend weather on WBQP TV.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now. It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
John, that's what happens when you hit the wrong button every time, with live TV and live radio, y'all. That's what happens. But it's 7:50 in the morning, and every Friday morning, y'all, we have Miss Beautiful Valerie Boyd on talking about Sonia's phase, botanica, y'all. If I'm saying that right, Valerie. It is Sonia's face. Sometimes I can't get my words all proper.
Yeah. But that's all right.
But you use those big words like botanica. Yeah. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
All right,
How
y'all.
are you this morning?
Huh?
How are you this morning?
That's fine. I'm doing well. In fact, I'm doing better now that I catch you on the phone.
All right.
Yes, sir. You got all of these herbal, what you call them, remedies, if you will, for various and sundry kinds of things in people's lives. We're talking about natural stuff that don't give you side effects and that kind of stuff. And you feature one every day. What you featuring today?
Well, today, so every week I always remind you guys about the sea moss gel. And we have the sea moss gel in different flavors. And we have it in different herbal infusions. Mm-hmm. So we talked about the green apple with spirulina before, but just a little quick recap of that. That one is going to increase your energy level, reduce pain and inflammation, help balance the blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, muscle strength and endurance, but it also helps with that pain and inflammation, but it helps with allergies and anemia. So it does a lot. And it does not taste bad. Our sea moss has a good taste to it. And a lot of people are like, well, how do you even do sea moss? What do you do with it? So you're going to eat 2 tablespoons every morning on an empty stomach. So you're basically having it for breakfast. And you eat those 2 tablespoons, and that's it. You eat your next tablespoons the next morning. But it's going to give you so much energy. You'll notice so much difference in your pain and inflammation in your joints. And then your numbers, it helps balance out that blood pressure, blood sugar. Those are some of the major issues in our community, having high blood pressure and diabetes and, high cholesterol and things like that, and lots of inflammation. So we have that, the green apple with spirulina, but we also have strawberry with ashwagandha and maca. A lot of people heard of ashwagandha. It's really calm and help your body deal with stress. And then the maca can help balance, the maca root help balance hormones. So that's a popular one. But we also got pineapple mango, has lion's mane mushroom, which really does help with your memory. And then we have ginkgo biloba in there, which helps with your focus and concentration. So if you lose your keys a lot, have brain fog, that's the one for you. But then I have a blueberry with beets and burdock. So we know that beetroot is really heart healthy and good for your blood pressure. The burdock root is a natural blood purifier. So it helps to detox the blood. So the blueberry is heart and blood. And then I have a cherry flavor that has soursop in there. And soursop has lots of anti-cancer properties. So we have several different flavors of sea moss gel. And the best part of it is the deal that you get with the sea moss gel is you can get 1 jar for $25. Or you can get 2 jars for only $40. And if you've ever looked at sea moss in other places, you can get 1 jar for $35 or $40. But with me, you get 2. Yep. And the shelf life of sea moss, I make it fresh every day. We don't add any preservatives. We don't freeze it. But put it in the refrigerator for 30 days. It'll last 30 days. In the refrigerator. Okay. So those 2 jars will last you for the full month. And you just eat it over breakfast and you will notice a difference.
Okay. Now listen.
Yeah.
I got a friend, you know what this is? I got a friend that he had a little problem in the bedroom, and he says sometimes that he don't have enough energy and enough blood flow to make that thing do what it do, and he said his memory is bad, and then when he do it, he can't concentrate. So what do you got for that fella that I know that having some ED issues?
Some ED issues.
Yeah.
So I would definitely suggest the pineapple mango sea moss with the ashwagandha and maca root. Because sea moss, all of the sea moss gels, they all increase the libido. So they really help with that. But also, the ginkgo biloba helps with blood flow. And the ashwagandha can help with some anxiety and stress. So I would suggest that sea moss gel to do in the mornings. And then in the afternoon and evening, we have a men's performance tea. And that tea has horny goat weed and some different herbs. Has some different herbs in there. And so you would just drink that tea, drink 2 cups of tea, and it tastes really good. It tastes like peppermint. So it's not like this, people think of herbal tea and they naturally think that it tastes bad. But yeah, these don't taste bad at all. They taste good. And they fly off the shelf, so they must work, And you can get a sea moss gel and an herbal tea for only $45.
Really? Both together?
Yeah. Together, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that will last you quite a while. So, yeah, we try to keep our prices really affordable.
So it can compete with the blue pill?
Well, some people say it does.
Okay. Well, that's a whole lot cheaper than the, not that I know, but that's a whole lot cheaper than the blue pill. I wouldn't know stuff like that, you know, 'cause I'm 75 and it's just like I'm 22 years old, but I'm just looking out for my friends, you know, that's not as viral as I am. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. But, you know, the libido is important for, you know, ladies, too. It helps to improve the libido for ladies, too.
So they take the same thing?
Well, the CMOS does increase the libido. Yes. CMOS, especially for the ladies, the strawberry with the ashwagandha and the maca. And we have a tea called Sacred Honeycomb. Now, that's the one for the ladies. And it really does help with dryness. It helps with vaginal dryness, but it also just helps with, even with hot flashes and mood and different things that, you know, women go through, hormonal changes, like, you know, menopausal symptoms and PMS and all of the things that ladies struggle with. So that Sacred Honeycomb really does help with that. And like I said, that you get the CMOS gel and the herbal tea for only $45.
Oh, that's really reasonable. You know that?
Yeah. Yeah. And then if you could get 2 jars, you save $10. So let's just say you a husband and wife wants to get 2 jars, one apiece, and they want to get 2 teas together. The teas are buy one get one half off. So you can get 2 teas because the teas are only $20 in store, but you can get 2 teas for $30. You buy one get one half off, and then you get 2 CMOS gels instead of $25. You save $10. You get 2 for $40.
Well, let me ask this one other thing, then I'll let you go. If you was on a budget, right? And what would you recommend as a all-in-one type that you would suggest that they would get? Would it be your CMOS? If you can only afford to buy just one product that can help several ailments, what do you recommend?
I'm going to recommend the green apple CMOS with spirulina.
Okay.
Because like I said, all the CMOS, they're going to give you that energy. They help with reducing the pain and inflammation, improving their gut health and digestion. So many issues. But it's just the one that had the green apple that has the spirulina in there. Is going to do more because it's going to help balance that blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, help with that muscle strength and endurance, reduce pain and inflammation, help with allergies and anemia. It has protein in it, so it is really, really healthy. And like I said, you eat it for breakfast, but if I was to suggest one product in the store, that's going to be the one. That's my best seller. People come to me, people come in after they've gotten some blood work done and it made them nervous. And they'll get the green apple with spirulina, and then their doctor see them back in 3 months, and their blood work numbers look so much better, and their doctors will tell them, well, whatever you're doing, just keep doing that. Yeah. And they'll tell me that that's the only thing that they changed in their diet.
Okay. Well, very good. Okay. All right. Now, you better tell them where you're located at so they can just start beating the doors down and getting there.
Okay, we are located at 9216 North Palafox Street, but we are on Old Palafox on the backside of Walmart on Highway 29, headed back towards 9 Mile Road. So we're about 2 blocks away from KFC on 9 Mile Road in a tan color strip mall. Our phone number is 850-824-8222. We are open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 to 5, and then Sunday from 1 to 4.
All righty then. Thank you. Now, Valerie is on every Friday at 7:50. She features a product of the week, but she has a lot of stuff there, as you heard, that can help all types of conditions, if you will, and they virtually have no side effects, right?
Well, right. Well, you have to follow the directions.
Yeah, follow the direction, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can't be hard. You got to follow the directions.
All right, Valerie. We'll talk to you on next Friday, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Vernon.
Okay, thank you now.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Y'all, that was Miss Valerie Boyd, y'all, of on your face Botanica. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. It's past 8 o'clock. It's 8:05, and I promise you a special guest this morning. And he don't do like his wife. He don't turn the light on. But I got Mr. Lord Richard on this morning. Lord, you got a light you can turn on? I wanna get you in living color there. You kind of clouded because there's no light, but that's all right. It might be okay. It might be very well your camera. You got one of those new computers or one of those computers like I got when they built it back in 1910, when they originally did the original computers, sir. You don't. Yeah, that's a little bit better. That's a little bit. Yeah, see what I know. He's saying you showed the man and a lot of me at the last minute. How you doing this morning? Why you doing that? Very.
Be hosting the event tomorrow, but this afternoon we're going to be over at the Kukua Institute. And
okay.
But yeah, it's all good, and we're definitely.
Let me introduce you to for the folks that that's tuning in, y'all. Y'all, this is Mr. Lord Richard of the Kukua Institute. We had Lord on. When was you on? A couple of weeks ago, wasn't you?
Yes. And
yeah, we had on a couple of weeks ago, and he is in charge of the Kukua Institute. They're doing some great things. If you watch WBQP regularly, you will see that at WBQP, he has a program that he does every Thursday called Start Up on the Blocks. Okay, yes. Start Up on the Blocks. And so we air it here on WBQP, as well as you can check in. That's much better. That camera is a lot better there.
Okay. All right. Fantastic.
Yeah. See there? Okay. See what technology can do, y'all. But anyway, Lord is I guess what your title is at the Kukua Institute. I know you're the owner and the chief toilet cleaner and stuff like that.
The janitor, that good stuff.
You're everything.
Yes, I'm actually the board chair. Yeah, that's what I say. But I'm responsible for all the technology related things, all the ideas that Robin come up with, and so I have to bring them to life through technology. So so that's kind of what I do. But my whole part and the whole thing is based on this belief and knowing, that there are a lot of resources out there for people to take advantage of, whether it's for work, career, whether it's for them to help them with their company, but just through the lens of leveraging AI, to help them with that. That's what I'm all about, and I'm not trying to hoard any information or anything. I just try to make it available to people, and so today, I guess, if we can hopefully we can help people understand why it's important, and that you got all these tools right there available for you. It's just a matter of being curious and wanting to learn how to use them.
Well, Lord, sit back a little bit. Just lay back a little bit. There we go.
All right.
Don't be leaning in there. But anyway,
I'm trying to get into it.
No, yeah, you're trying to get in. But anyway, Lord, why I get you on the phone? Since you into that technology, okay?
Yes.
People always, before we start talking about what we're going to talk about today,
Yeah.
which is going to lead into what we're going to talk about today.
Right.
People always they're a little bit afraid of this thing they call AI.
Yes.
I think, in my opinion, instead of being afraid of it, because it's not going away. Okay.
No.
So let's start embracing it. Let's understand it, and let's use it to our benefit. I tell you what, AI has been a god. If you like you and me, when we were one man band, AI is the best partner that we can ever have. So tell them why we should embrace AI.
Yes. And so like the number one thing is trying to emulate or act like your brain. And so, your brain, when you have a goal to accomplish something or to buy a car or a house, let's say you want to buy a BMW, whatever the latest model is. So the minute your brain becomes aware of that, you start seeing those cars everywhere. And so that's the way what AI is trying to do. So if your goal is to get a certain type of job, if the AI knows that, it's going to lead you to that. And so that's kind of what the deal is. So once it understands what you're trying to reach, it'll help you get there. Most people just talk about all the so-called negative things about it, but they don't think about the things, the way it can benefit you. But it's literally as simple as that. So it's just a matter of understanding. If you understand when you want to do something, your brain tries to lead you to figure out a way to do it, but you have to set the goal first. And so that's kind of the simplest way. And once you understand that with the large language model, you don't have to take no prompting class. You don't have to do nothing. I always start off familiar with something to let it reflect back to me, if it's familiar with it. So we had an event here last week. Brian Wire was hosting a networking event for Startup Source Pensacola stuff. And so we had all the folks that were there come in and introduce themselves and tell how they're using AI. So it was like people said, I don't trust it. And then another lady said, I got 7 AI employees, and she has a relationship with each one of them, but they all are trying to accomplish a goal for her. So the person that doesn't understand it or doesn't trust it. So let's take for example, a minister. And so he and this was the actual case. The minister got upset. I don't understand it. I don't trust it. So the number one thing that gentleman or that minister can do is open up ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, whatever, and say, "Are you familiar with such and such Bible verse?" And then when it'll spit back out that Bible verse and explain it to him, and then you can say, "Well, how does that relate to me as a minister right now? Or how does that relate to me as an engineer? How does that relate to me as a cook, business owner? How does that relate to me?" And it'll show the pattern between that scripture in the Bible or that chapter in the Bible to what they're doing right now. And so the purpose of this is you have to play with it with something that you know yourself. Whatever job you got, whatever process you do in your job, you just ask it if it's familiar with that.
Yeah.
And then once you keep playing with it enough, you'll find out it knows more than what you think it knows.
Yeah.
But it only works until you try it. Those people that are putting off try it, and if you can type a document or you can type a text in, that's all you have to know how to do.
And I think people more afraid of the technology because it's new. But I tell folks every time about everything in my life, everything that I fight against always be the thing that's for me. And I can remember the days it's just, when they start talking about debit cards and credit cards and stuff. Credit cards I always loved, but debit cards, I didn't. It took me a long time to start embracing a debit card.
Yes.
But once I did embrace a debit card, it was the best damn thing that ever happened to me. I don't have to keep records. At the end of the month, how you have to write all these checks, and then you have to reconcile your checkbook, and you have to do all of that stuff. And then when I finally learned to start using the debit card, and I don't have to carry cash, I don't have to go to the bank, I don't have to do all this kind of stuff. And so when I embraced the debit card, one of the best things happened. Same thing with AI. You're the one that kind of pushed me into AI, whether you know it or not. I kept hearing you talking about this and that, and I said, okay, let me try this stuff. And so I'm not real proficient at it, but Lord, thanks to you, you pushed me towards AI, and now I know a little bit about it, and God knows it's the best employee I ever had. It don't talk back to me. It's not late. It's not inaccurate. It ain't 100%, but it gets me there much closer than what I want to be. So folks, embrace it. Now, before we run out of time, because I got the sheriff on at 8:30, I want to talk about. If you want to add a little bit more about the AI, but then when you finish, I want to add about what you got going on this weekend.
Yeah, so and that is what the Innovation Summit is about. So we as Black people, we're some of the greatest innovators in the world, and so you have to understand the innovation and the innovation process and how you can use it in your personal life, your spiritual life, your business life, whatever you do, you have to learn how to embrace it in that, because it will get you to your goal. But it has to be constrained, and you have to give it the constraints. So when I, like, for example, when I said, are you the Reverend said, are you familiar with this Bible verse? So the Reverend knows about that Bible verse or that chapter. And so, but when you ask the AI, are you familiar with it? You're setting the bounds for it not to hallucinate. Mm-hmm. You're setting the boundaries. But if you just go in there and ask it about the Bible, it's got all this stuff in its brain, so it's gonna be all over the place. But when you constrain it, have it break down the problem first. Are you familiar with it? Are you familiar with how to cook this recipe? And then that's what constrains it to limit the hallucination. And so all these things you're hearing about, these fear tactics, that's just to prevent you from taking advantage of, to keep you from making the progress you want to make in your life.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. You got this summit. You're talking about the Innovation Summit this weekend. And this is go from the beginning so folks understand what's going on today and this weekend, and also that when it started, because this is not the first year we've been doing this.
This is the third year, and we appreciate you supporting it each year. So the number one thing is that people, I call it the Founders Innovation Summit and Tour, because it's part of a tour, but it's really for any individual who wants to learn about innovation, because one day you may have a company or you may be working for a company. So whether you're running a nonprofit or you run it like Valerie's business, it doesn't matter. It's for you, because that's what it's actually all about. And then so like we're kicking off this afternoon where all the speakers are coming in, and some city and county representatives, and you'll get to meet them and the speakers, but it's just a reception. And so one of our speakers, he's bringing in coming in from Houston, he's bringing 2 robotic dogs, so you can actually play with those things and see how the technology works. We have an inventor here locally that has created a collapsible door that's going to revolutionize the security industry at schools to prevent shootings and stuff like that. So he's going to be displaying that. And so, but it's a fun event. You filmed that event. So what's your experience with that? What's been your experience with that event?
I tell you what, I was blown away at this. What we call it, Black Innovation. That's what
Innovation Summit. Yeah,
I know the innovation. That's the name itself tells it all. It's innovation. And I was blown away, And you know what the best part about it? These are Black folks.
Yeah, all the speakers are Black from all over, and so you're getting firsthand information. So definitely come out and network. We have the free food and drinks, and then tomorrow morning at 8, we're gonna have catered breakfast in for you. And tomorrow morning, today is at Cocoa Institute, 300 Roost Street. So that's the reception, relax, and just meet people. And then
that's at 5. That's at 5 p.m. today at 300 at the Cocoa Institute.
300 Roost Street.
300 Roost Street. Okay.
Yeah. Then tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, that's when we're going to have some more networking and breakfast. And then at 9 o'clock, we're gonna have the welcome from some local officials, and then we're gonna kick it off with a. Is it all right? I share my screen.
Sure.
Yeah. Let me just do that because I think seeing is believing for the people that are.
Do you need permission or something?
No, it looks like it's working.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Yeah. So So this is the page you go to. You go to the cocoainstitute.org and click the, I'll just show you real quick here. So when you go to the cocoainstitute.org page, it has a big banner at the top, and right here in the middle, it says register for the summit and tour. And then that brings you to this page where it has the information. So we have the green registration button that goes to the form. And when you fill out the form, it's literally just a bunch of check boxes. So it's not going to take you more than 2 minutes to fill out. And all we're doing is we're just trying to keep track of the people who come, because all the people who come are going to get the access to the video links for the so they can watch the videos later after the thing is over with. And also, we're going to give them a prompt package that they can use with their AI to help them learn how to use it. And so once you've filled out that form, you can come take a look at the agenda. And we just talked about what's going on today. And that's the stuff here. But then tomorrow morning, we come on down here. And so this is what I was telling you about. We're going to kick off with the breakfast first day in networking. So you can kind of network and look at some of the technology stuff. And then we're going to have, instead of a regular keynote, we had the banker president in last year. But this time we're going to have a bunch of professional athletes talking about, are you coachable?
Okay.
And so most people, they, like an athlete, a professional athlete, they know about being coachable because they have to listen to the coach to keep improving and getting better. But in the business world, the same thing. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Take from somebody who's got an experience of coaching you how to move forward in your career, how to move forward in your business. That's why we having that, so to kind of help people get the right mindset for moving forward, and then getting your business ready for AI. So Rose Legit, she's a former NASA engineer, and so she works with data technology all the time. So she's gonna bring your laptops, bring your tablets, so you can actually follow along with some of the stuff she's going to be showing you. And then, Dr. Griffin, she's going to be showing you how she and John came up with this idea for an intelligent door, and how they took it from an idea to an actual product. And so that's because there's all different approaches how people accomplish things. And then we got Dr. Valencia Bell from Mobile, Alabama. She's revolutionized test taking prep for like the ACT and SAT, and she doesn't know anything about technology, but she's transitioned to her company to AI native company. This lady had people wanted to offer her $5 to $10 million for her image. Her image.
Wow.
How crazy is that? and then we're going to have a catered lunch. I'm sorry to say, for all the people who came the last couple of years, we had some good old soul food cooking, but we don't have the space we had last year. Somebody's moved into our area for that, so we're going to have a catered lunch. But it's still be good. And so in the afternoon, that's when we do the Black Innovation Leaders of Florida Innovation Tour. And so this is an organization, I'm on the board, and we got several members, and it's all about helping Black people with careers, government contracts, you name it, and startup businesses. And so it's a whole organization that's all about innovation. So so the tour is where we move into. So this next one is a hands-on workshop. Build your own AI agent or GPT. So Savola Frazier, who did the keynote last year for our clothing thing, she's going to be back this year, and she's a non-technical person. She is going to show you how she leveraged AI, because she goes around all over the world doing workshops and also on cruise ships doing workshops, try to help people become more productive and stuff. So she's going to show you how she transitioned, and this is in the past 6 months. So how, because that's how quick, and just even like the Dr. Bell, she wasn't using AI less than a year ago. Now she's transitioned her whole company. So this is not something that actually takes forever. And then everybody always wants to know about funding. So we're going to have Dr. Wanda Eugene and Corey Nestor. Corey Nestor is he's an accredited investor, and Dr. Wanda's she has an extensive background, and she has her own startup as well. So that's going to be an informative thing. And one of Corey's things is you are your first investor with all that time and stuff you're printing there. So he's been doing this the past couple of years for us, and he's actually one of our level 3 coaches that we use. Okay. And then we saved the best for last. We're gonna have the closing session. Instead of doing like a keynote, we're gonna have a panel of AI experts on prompting the right way, and basically they're gonna show you how to stop AI from lying to you, stop it from hallucinating. And so we have Paul Lockett. He's a former Silicon Valley entrepreneur. He works over in Mobile at the Innovation Portal, and they help folks even here in Pensacola to whatever product or service they got. You don't have to be no high tech company, and they help you grow your company. Rose, she's going to come on and help out. Now, Lanicia Bell, she's a local, and so I named my favorite prompting method after her. So it's
Did you?
so I've been using. I learned this from her back in October, and it's totally changed my life. And this is the thing that makes the AI work for you, and stops the AI from lying to you, stops it from hallucinating. Find the patterns in YouTube videos. Find the patterns in Bible scripture. It can analyze a picture, a YouTube video, or article, or a transcript. It'll literally change your life. It'll bring all the data that's around you to life. So, and it actually makes you better. That it puts you in the top 10% of all people that's prompting. That's how powerful it is.
Wow.
So and I'm going to share that prompt with the audience, and all you have to do is copy it and paste it into the chat thing, and then it goes to work and creates a prompt just tailored for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So isn't that powerful?
It is absolutely powerful. Wow. And that's going to be the sermon going to start this afternoon. You're going to have
reception.
Reception today at the Cocoa Institute at 5 p.m. 300 Roof Street, right?
Yep, on the corner there. Yeah.
Okay. Stop sharing for a minute. If you finish sharing it,
yeah,
you will. I had another question. Oh, while we're on this subject, I'm not going to be here this weekend, so I want you to do the same thing that we do always do
Okay, yeah.
with the with startup Periscope. But now you got to remind me. I need to just relabel mine, okay?
Okay, gotcha.
But so it can be there. So
All right, gotcha.
okay, all right. So, Lord, well, we got the sheriff coming on in a few minutes, but I want you to go back and explain to the people about this Black Innovation Summit. It started 3 years ago. What was the motivation behind that?
Yeah. So, like, I have been teaching. We have been teaching this thing on business modeling, and the business modeling is all about creating a business model that helps your business grow faster. And so, that means the only way it can grow faster is you have to innovate. But I didn't see people getting that message. So I said, we need to do an innovation summit. So help people learn about what innovation is. And so innovation is literally when you can create something that get people to switch from what they're already using to what you're building. So that's kind of what my motivation was, because people would they have the opportunity to do a simple business model for a restaurant or a store or barbershop, but you also, with that one simple idea, you can build a business model that makes it grow scalable, not just in one location, several locations, or whatever. And this applies to nonprofits. This applies to individual consultants. This applies to startup businesses. So it applies to every business model. And it's not that people put all these walls up to stop them from doing something. Oh, this just for high tech people. Bull crap. Yeah, and so like my career working for the Air Force Research Lab, every idea I came up with, I had to go pitch it to get money to fund it. Yeah, so that's what innovation is. You get money based on the stage you're in, at the idea stage on up, but people want to say, "Oh no, nobody's going to do that." And Tip, Sheriff, you've been to the reception before. Why don't you give your insight on that?
No, I think that technology is where it's at. I think that you talk about business models. I like it because I think it resonates through all corporations and all entities.
For sure.
I think that we've got to be courageous enough. I think your point is right. You got to be courageous enough to step forward and to do something you believe in. And I think that's why I tell our deputies, it's the first thing. You have to believe in what you're doing to get better at it and to appreciate it and take it to heart. So I'm proud of what y'all are doing down there. I have been there, and I've been in that room, and I'm like, wow, this is first of all, it's cool. Right, it's some cool stuff, and for someone like me who's kind of, when I was in high school, we didn't have all the computers and stuff that they have now. I'm still in that technology is still cool kind of phase. So good for you.
Yeah. So the sheriff, one of the guys that's coming in today, he's bringing his robotics dog. So he's came up with some technology to control robots, cameras, everything remotely. So all the robotic stuff is coming up. So he's came up with a simple way to control that, no matter where it is, and so he's going to be demonstrating how to do that. So you definitely would get a kick out of that if you could make it this afternoon.
Oh yeah, well I have a dinner. That's why I'm dressed up in all this fancy stuff.
Okay.
I got to be at tonight, but I'm a lot of my partners in law enforcement are using robots for SWAT operations, and we do that. Some of them are dogs, some of them are tracked vehicles, and obviously we want to make sure that we can do whatever we can to in a non-lethal format. So we're certainly interested in all that type of technology.
Okay. Well, I won't take up any more of your time with Vernon here, but I sure appreciate your support in the fast, and I definitely want to give you a shout out. When we first got started with the technology stuff, you supported us getting a grant to buy a humanoid robot, and we call him Charlie, and he's still kicking.
I was wondering if that because it's been how many years now?
Yeah, that was way back in 18 or 19, but we hadn't had to do any maintenance on that robot.
Wow.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Longevity. Better longevity than you and I. I got to do maintenance on myself all the time.
Well, we appreciate it. I just want to give you a little shout out for that. We definitely appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you and Robin as well. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to sign off, Vernon. Did you have any other questions?
No, that'll be it. Just to recap, to make sure that folks understand, tonight, the reception is going to be night for the Innovation Summit. The leaders of Florida are going to be at the Kukua Institute tonight at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
And then the summit itself, is it going to be also at the Kukua Institute? I missed that.
No, it's going to be DeVilliers Square, right across from Five Sisters in the atrium there. And even if you can't make it, you need to register because we'll send you the link for the whole summit tomorrow, so you can watch it live. And even if you're not available tomorrow, then we'll send you the link. So after it's over, you get access to all the videos.
Let me ask you, is it going to be also live streamed?
Yes. Well, it's only live streamed to the people that's registered.
Right. Okay, great.
That's the difference. That's why I'm telling people it's going to be live streamed to the people that's registered. So we are sponsored about 75 tickets. That's why you don't have to pay at $100 each.
Right. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. All righty then. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, Lord. We'll see you this afternoon, okay?
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Sheriff, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, Vernon?
I am doing well. I'm doing well. And first of all, I want to thank you, Sheriff, for your support of the
mornings with Vernon.
Hold on a minute, Sheriff. I want to thank you for your support of the Gulf Coast Veteran Advocacy Council. I understand I'm a part of that, and in fact, I'm part of the people that are supposed to help try to raise money for that event. Okay, and so I understand that Sheriff Office, like you do always, stepped up and donated some money to that cause, and thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. Okay, I want you to know that.
Absolutely. I want to remind people that these are funds that we get from typically drug dealers, but people that are committing felonies. And by statute, we have certain rules and regulations on who we give money to. And I love to be able to give the money. Sometimes that fund balance is kind of low, and sometimes it's moderate. It's never really too high because they keep changing things and the way we can seize the money from the bad guys. But I ask people all the time, if you have a worthwhile operation and you want to request money from the sheriff's office, then certainly ask for it. But we may only have so much money available at the time, and we can give what we can. So if you ask for $5,000, I may only be able to give you $1,000. I may have to give you. But sometimes, if we have a big deal, then we can. We don't stockpile that money. Is my point. We go ahead and give it away dozens of times a year. So thank you. I'm glad to hear that. And again, we want to be part of making this game be kind of great.
Also, I want to. Did Riggs? I understand that Rigsby won.
Yeah, we've had a big week. Last time I talked to you, I was in my car because we were getting ready for our Cops, Cars, and Crawfish event, our partnership with the foundation, which is a huge engagement platform for us. And then a day or two after that, we had Canine Rigby. So the Florida Sheriff's Association has what they call like a March Madness thing, and you have to vote nationwide, really. Vote on who is the top dog. And we participate in this every year. They've done it. This was the first year that we've made the finals, and certainly the first year that we've actually won. Like to your point, we Canine Rigby, who was named after one of our fallen deputies, Clint Rigby, who was killed in the line of duty in 1955. He's crowned the State of Florida Sheriff's Association's top dog. So we're very happy for him, and he's a heroic dog, and he's also a statewide champion.
Very good. We can get some good positive news here in Pensacola. We're so proud of Keela doing her thing, and now Rigsby representing as well in the K9 area. And great job, I tell you.
Well, I think people should understand and certainly could understand how great that we have it here. How many great people we have. We all know about the Roy Jones and the Emmett Smiths of the world, and we know all that. And now we know Kayla Richardson, and we got great law enforcement. We have this canine. We just came back. We talked about it from Washington D.C. after we've been asked to speak on our how we're so successful with our engagement with regards to law enforcement. So we've got a great thing going here in Escambia County throughout, not just the sheriff's office, but throughout. As you know, you talk to people all the time. And people come on your show and they talk about the events they have. You just had Lloyd on talking about people coming here to Escambia County, to Pensacola, and share. We're very much a bright spot in not just the state of Florida, but the entire country.
Absolutely. What else going on in the law enforcement arena?
Well, we are having. I'm about to have my staff meeting. We'll meet here in about 15 minutes, and we'll go over things that have happened. We'll go over where we are with regards to the time of year. Spring break is pretty much winding down. We have had a number of deputies paid overtime for a number of deputies to be out at the beach, so that our beach does not become what you've seen in the other places of the state or the country. So now we got to, okay, what is the next thing on our horizon? And I guess since Easter's over, it's going to be Memorial Day, which is kind of the unofficial kickoff to summer, even though in Florida it starts in April, clearly. I think that we'll start looking at our numbers and working with the Island Authority on the beach. But we'll also start talking about what happens in the summertime when school's out. We typically have an uptick in, unfortunately, we have an uptick in vehicle burglaries because we have some teenagers that have time on their hands. And unfortunately, we'll see. There's no reason for me to believe that won't be the case this year. So we're gonna really look after our neighborhoods, and as you know, we got some cameras in our neighborhoods, and we'll do our best to not just arrest people that do it, but also prevent those types of crimes. So we're forecasting. We're taking a look at our numbers. I submitted our budget yesterday or day before yesterday. We have to submit it to the county, even though we're in we will be in year 2 of a 3-year budget deal with Escambia County. We also have to go through the formality of requesting that money that we've already agreed to.
Yeah. One thing I need you to clear up for the folks, because sometimes they get confused. I know we had some issues at the county jail, and sometimes they confuse the sheriff department I know it's been going back and forth in who's control, but the sheriff department do not control the jail. Am I correct?
That is correct. We have not had the jail. I don't remember exactly what year it was, but certainly before at least, I don't know, 10 years ago or so, 8 to 10 years ago, I guess, that the sheriff gave back. No, the county can't just take the jail. The county is responsible for the jail. So yeah, to your point, because there were a couple of corrections officers that were arrested for being a little heavy-handed on some of the inmates one of the inmates that are over there. And we actually did the investigation, so there's some confusion there. But we made the arrest. We investigated it. We formulated the probable cause statement, and then the judge signed it, and then we made the arrest on them. But the jail, the corrections officers, they never worked for the sheriff's office. These particular during this event. And so, yeah, thank you for clarifying that. Not that it matters. The bottom line is an inmate was mistreated. And at this point, we made the arrest, and now they'll have their opportunity to to go to trial.
Okay, very good. Now you on Memorial Weekend, isn't that the weekend where we have a whole group of people? I think it started off with what they call the gay weekend. That we call it in the community. Is that this weekend that we're gonna have a whole lot of folks coming into town?
Memorial Day weekend has historically been a very popular week for that. Yes.
Okay.
I will tell you that that we talk about memorials. I do think that I should probably mention that I think in about a week or so we would go to the state of Florida's Law Enforcement Memorial, which again will honor those who have lost their life in the performance of their duties. This year we will have our memorial here in front of our office in May, probably about the middle of May. But again, in about 10 days, we're going to the state of Florida for their memorial. And then later on, we will go to, a couple of us will trek to Washington, D.C. for the national memorial, because unfortunately this year we were adding the name Jeremy Cassidy to not just our wall here at the sheriff's office, also to the state wall and also to the national memorial as well. So we have, we're going to attend all three of those memorials. We don't always do that, but because we are adding one of our deputies to these walls, we will take the trips to, a couple of us will take a trip to Tallahassee, and then a couple others will take the trip to Washington, D.C. for those memorial services. So again, Jeremy Cassidy, just as a reminder to your listeners, was shot and seriously injured 15 years ago and fought the good fight for 15 years, but subsequently he succumbed to those injuries. It took 15 years, but it was the result of the shooting that occurred while he was working as a deputy sheriff for the Escambia County Sheriff's Office.
Now, have your media people to make sure they contact us. That's what we do. We try to cover local stuff, Sheriff, and we'll be there. And we could not only will we can live stream it as well, but I wanted to have an opportunity to play it back on television, that folks that didn't get a chance to see it or miss it. So any of the events that you want broadcast in the community, have your media people to make sure they put us on their list of stuff that's going on, so we can make sure that we covered it. Okay. Now, while I got that, second thing, where I got it, I want to do another shameless plug. Since you said the Memorial Day, the Gulf Coast Veteran Advocacy Council also will hold its annual Memorial Day event at Barrancas Cemetery on Memorial Day as well. So it's been some issues about who might be able to do it, but if you got a military ID, you most certainly can come on the base. We were trying to work out some other issues for people that that may not have a military ID, but it is every year on Memorial Day where we at Barrancas National Cemetery, where we have a Memorial Day service. All right, so I'm back to you, Sheriff. So I'm finished my little plug.
Now, look, we have so many things going on here in Escambia County that there's always something. Even we talked briefly about our Cups, Cars, and Crawfish event. They had a couple other events that were going on. I think first he had an event the night before. Burger Battle had an event, and they're all worthwhile causes. The problem that we all see is the fact that everyone's trying to do things, and we only have so many weekends to get them done. Things kind of slow down in the middle of summer because, quite frankly, it's a bit hot, and you don't want to jeopardize the safety of some of the people out there 8-10 hours a day and just blistering up there. So aside from the 4th of July, we try to fit everything in in the spring. I mean, look, our weather in March and April, even May, like right now, I don't know what the high is, but I'm looking at my computer over there and it's 73 degrees and it says cooling trend over the next 2 days. That's why we live here. And you want to make the Cops, Cars, and Crawfish event was last Saturday, as I mentioned, and it started off about 60, low 60s, I guess. It was kind of cool. I was thinking about putting a jacket on. And then by the time we were leaving, it was, if you stayed in the sun too long, it was quite warm because our bodies aren't accustomed to the heat yet. And so, again, we try to fit all these things on in spring. And then, after, summertime, we kind of just enjoy the summertime at our beach, the summertime at our, some of the family cookouts. And, I have some fond memories of my own 4th of July cookouts outside and, we put big tables out there and in hindsight, thinking about it, why didn't we just stay inside where it was cooler? But anyway, I guess that's part of it. You got to sweat a little bit to enjoy our 4th of July here in Florida.
I understand that the Cop Cars and Crawfish was an overwhelming success, huh?
Oh, it was. First of all, I got to thank our sponsors that allowed the foundation. Again, this is a partnership that we had with the foundation, much like the partnerships that we have with a lot of other nonprofits in our area. And what a great place at Five Flags Speedway! What a great event! We had well over 100 cars in our car show. We gave out, I guess, 25 trophies or so, 24, 25 trophies, and we had 12 People's Choice Awards. So a lot of nice cars. And then we had, again, Cubs
I
Crawfish
heard.
came in and they were selling crawfish plates. We had hamburgers and hot dogs. It's just a great opportunity for people to come. And whether you bought crawfish or bought a hamburger and hot dog, whether you cared for the cars, you had an opportunity to come and see some of the equipment that Escambia County has funded, quite frankly, our SWAT vehicles, our boats, all the equipment that we use, to include dogs and the equestrian unit, all of the equipment that we have to serve the residents of Escambia County, and just our opportunity to say, this is where your tax dollars are going, and this is what we're doing with it. Again, we want to be transparent, but we also want to show people this is why you should be proud of the work that's being done at the sheriff's office, and you should be proud of the fact that we're committed to their safety.
All right, Sheriff. I know you got a meeting to get to. Is there anything else you want to cover before we leave?
I want to say thank you again. I don't think people understand the value of transparency in government. And I've had a conversation over the last couple of days, and someone says, "Hey, I don't know that any agency does more videos and puts more information out, good and bad, than the Escambia County Sheriff's Office." And I just smiled because that's exactly what I promised: transparency, engagement, enforcement like we've never seen, and we've never been more capable, and we have never been more transparent than we are today, and we continue to push for it, and that is because of media, and that is because of people like you, Vernon, that give me the opportunity to explain what we do, to explain what we've done, and also to let people know where we're going to be in the future. So thank you for the opportunities. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Obviously, your plan for transparency obviously working, Chip, because I've never seen anybody, like you say, as transparent, not the sheriff department before had been as transparent as you. And I think the more information is shared, the more transparency we have, it's obviously it helps goes to understanding. And you can see the dividends it's paying off because we have very few issues now that we have had compared to what we used to have in the past. So I thank you for your transparency. I'm telling you, it makes a difference in our community.
I appreciate it. I'm not afraid to say we could have done this better, or we're working on making that better. I think that's all that people can expect, and that's what I would expect as a citizen. So we're providing all we can do. Thank you for your time.
And there's nothing like you said, you share the good and the bad, and nothing like getting the facts directly from the source. Okay, and again, thank you. Anything else before we move on?
No, we just want everyone to stay safe, and if you see something, say something. Y'all take care.
All right, now thank you, Chief. Sheriff Simmons. So Chief Simmons, he should be the chief of police. So old habits is hard to break. Okay.
I hear you. I answered everything.
but don't be late for lunch. I would say you can call me anything, but just don't call me late for lunch, okay?
I hear you, buddy. Take care.
Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you now. All right, y'all. Sheriff Chip Simmons, y'all. All right, y'all. We got to get out of here in just a few minutes. I got only about a few more minutes left before we go. But I want to get a Black History fact in some kind of a way. Okay, we need to talk about Black history, and because I have declared, and people say you crazy. Who are you to declare Black history? I declared 2026, y'all. Yeah, I did it. I declared 2026 as Black History Year, y'all. So I sure did. I declared it, and I want you to talk about Black history. I want you to talk about Black history every day of of the year. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about.
WBQP TV has declared 2026 as African American History Year. Learn it, teach it.
Yep, learn it, teach it. Black History, 365 days a year, y'all. Learn it and teach it. Black History. So let me give you one of the tidbits of Black History before we get out of here. We ain't got much time left today, but I want to talk a little bit about some things that happened in Black History. We talked a lot about a lot of events over the years. We talked about the Freedom Riders. We talked about women in Black history. We talked about certain, and during the month of March, we also talked about certain women figures in the movement and everything. So I want to talk about a fighter that fought a good fight, and he always talked about fighting. What he said, John Lewis. He said, if you're going to get in trouble, get in some good trouble. So he's certainly a figure in our Black history. Let's talk about it.
Congressman John Lewis is a living legend and an icon of the civil rights movement. A central focus of Lewis's activism has been the fight for the right to vote, a right that until 1965, generations of African Americans had been denied.
When John Lewis was a teenager, he read in a comic book about what Dr. King had been doing in Montgomery. And he went to his parents and he says, I want to be part of this.
By 1963, John Lewis had helped organize demonstrations and sit-ins across the South. When he was elected chairman of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee that same year, he became one of the Big Six leaders of the civil rights movement and helped plan the March on Washington. At age 23, Lewis was the youngest person to speak at the event. But his most defining moment came 2 years later, when he turned his attention to voting rights and helped lead a dangerous civil rights march from Selma to Montgomery.
John Lewis was on the front lines of the 50-mile march, starting in Selma to Montgomery, demonstrating the murder of Jimmy Lee Jackson, a young African-American who was killed by a state trooper, but also the denial of African-Americans' right to vote across the South. If they could get the nation to zero in on Selma, Alabama, a place that had a large black population and very few African-Americans who were registered to vote, then perhaps there could be some action.
As activists marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, state troopers tear-gassed and beat them on what came to be known as Bloody Sunday. Lewis himself was severely beaten, suffering a fractured skull. 8 days after Bloody Sunday, President Lyndon Baines Johnson introduced the Voting Rights Act in Congress, and he would sign it into law in August 1965.
Today, we strike away the last major shackle of those fierce and ancient bonds.
The Voting Rights Act of 1965 was written on the road from Selma to Montgomery. The government responded and reacted to the power of the people.
John Lewis has helped secure the right to vote for millions of Americans. He's been on the front lines of the fight for civil rights for over 50 years. And the last time I checked, he was still fighting.
Too many people struggled, suffered, and died to make it possible for every American to exercise their right to vote. And we have come too far together to ever turn back. We must stand up, speak up, and speak out.
WBQP TV has officially declared 2026 as African American History Year. Teach Black history every day.
All right, y'all. Teach Black history every day. Every day, teach Black history, y'all, because you're going to definitely need to know it. You need to learn it and repeat it, okay? Learn it and repeat it, Black history. Alrighty, y'all. That's all the time I got for today, y'all, okay? That's what time I got for today. On Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, I will be out of town at a conference, so we won't have a live show next week, but we will have the best of Mornings with Vernon, so you can check it out next week. But we'll be back live next Thursday, live and living color, live, and to bring you whatever's happening in and around your world. I want you to tell folks that the Morning with Vernon and WBQP TV and WBQP Radio is your community station, and in fact, I want you to I want you to be able to tell them. I want you to be able to tell them this.
Welcome to WBQP TV, the voice of the Black community. We are your information station. Stay tuned.
And don't you ever forget it, y'all. Don't you ever forget it. I want to sign off again. Like we said, I want you to know that we love you. You know, you's the onlyest one that we love. So stay tuned, and we'll see you next week. Okay? Have a great weekend.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now.